You've been fucking amazing. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your scene. I've got one last little tidbit, and then I'll shut the fuck up finally, I promise you. Look, I was born in the way, way back time of the 1980s. To some of you, that makes me fucking old. To some of you, not so much. But hey, look, I was born in the city of Berlin, Germany, to a German mother and an American soldier for a father. And back then, we had the wall. And in Berlin Wall separated not just East and West Berlin, but it separated East and West in the world in a lot of ways. And on the eastern side of that wall lived people under what was called the DDR. It was one of the most authoritative autocracies that formed an oligarchy. They pitted everybody against each other. They subverted the ideas of socialism, which are equity and equality, especially through economics. And they used that oligarchy to rob everybody blind. All the while, everybody was infighting about culture war and pointing fingers at each other. Does that sound familiar at all? So you see, the thing is about walls is that they actually don't stop a fucking thing. People go under them, they go over them, they go around them. And in the late 70s into the early 80s, it definitely didn't stop radio waves from the West bringing punk fucking rock music to those kids. So these kids, a lot of them 17, 18, 19-year-olds, they started hearing these bands for the first time. Bands like The Clash and the Dead Kennedys. And these bands were singing messages that were not foreign or alien messages. It was their message. It was their story. And that story stands today. And it's simple. You are being fucked over. You're being pitted against each other. The working classes are fighting against each other for fucking nothing, and it's all by design. So these kids said, man, there's something to this. So they started their own form of it. They started getting together in old bombed out buildings when another fascist asshole tried to take over the world, and they started making that music. And immediately, that government said, whoa, you're subversive, you're divisive, you don't deserve the gifts of this system. And they started to put those kids in prison. Some of them went to prison for 10 years for playing music, for having a dissenting opinion. Does it sound familiar yet? So, this amazing thing started to happen as economics got worse, because oligarchies never last. They run the system into the ground. The people at the top knew it was falling apart. And there was all this uprising going on throughout the USSR, and a lot of it was violent. So the East German government said, hey, cops, army, get to that wall, man that wall. And when it was coming to a head, they said, fix bayonets, load live ammunition, and point it into the east. Point it on your own people. Because they figured, we're gonna have to put down an uprising. So a day came in 1989, October, where these people started to fill the streets. And they all started coming out by the tens of thousands. And they started bringing their kids out. And they started passing out candles. And it was quiet and orderly, and it was beautiful. And they walked to that wall, and they got to the wall, and where they met the fucking army and the police with fixed bayonets, live ammunition, ready to shoot. And they were waiting on an order to shoot, to kill. And the order never came, and they became terrified because they said, are we going to have to do this? What do we do? And you can look this up. The leadership was documented as saying, we looked out into that crowd, and we knew we could not fire because there was nothing we could say that they were instigating. They knew that they couldn't kill these people. So as people got to the wall, and they started to touch that wall, and some people started to climb on that wall, and then sledgehammers and pickaxes came out, and that night they tore that fucking wall down, and they walked across peacefully, and they gained their freedom. So, why am I telling you this story, this history lesson? It's simple, y'all. This shit is not, I've been saying it over and over and over again, man. Number one, you can't rely on the Democratic Party to save you. Number two, fascism is here. This is the beginning. Over 200 experts in authoritarianism and fascism have fled the country. Your fucking alarm bells should be ringing. So, what do we do about it? Again, We fucking fight back, but we do so in a way that subverts what they expect. They expect you to get violent. They expect you to be angry, and damn right, we probably should be, but nonviolent noncompliance has served this country well. So there's a day coming very soon where you and I, we're all going to get together in a place like this, and I want you to literally look around you. We're in the South. This is your fucking scene. Alternative subculture. Punk, metal, goth, whatever the fucking thing is. You need to start organizing in places like this and learning each other's names, because a day is coming very, very soon where you and I are going to meet in a place like this, and the word is going to spread, and then we're going to walk out. We're going to start filling the streets by the tens of thousands. And we're going to walk to either a proverbial or a literal wall, and you and I are going to fucking get to that wall, and we're going to start climbing on that wall, and we're going to start tearing that fucking wall down, and we're going to do it all together. So, my last little challenge to you tonight, and we're from Athens, Georgia, we're from the South. It's hard to be fucking weird, it's hard to be queer, it's hard to be goth or whatever alternative down here. And I appreciate that. So what you need to do, every time you come to a show here or wherever, in Louisville or anywhere in the South, I want you to fucking go up to somebody you don't know and say, hey, I'm so-and-so, it's nice to meet you. What's your phone number? Let's hang out, let's talk. Build your fucking community, because the more that you build community, as things get worse, and things are going to get worse, I promise you, we're just getting started on this shit. But as it gets dark, when you have community, you will make it through much better. So keep the scene alive, keep places like this alive, take care of each other, and until we see you next time, stay strange. Thank you.